Hey y'all, Suzaku here. Let's get into the Undertaker Remembrance. This one was super interesting. I feel like the remembrances for both the Undertaker and the Scholar are actually really great, so I hope you enjoy the story, and this is the spoiler-free guide. Also, without giving it away, her remembrance relics are super useful for her, so even if you're not interested in the story, I would suggest doing her remembrance for that. So upon starting, I had chapter 3 already, which is where our first remembrance quest begins. But if you don't, I think if you just run one run with the Undertaker, you should unlock chapter 3. And this remembrance really hits the ground running, so I hope you enjoy the first part. It totally caught me off guard, and it was super cool. You'll start off talking with the Iron Menial. You'll need to exhaust his dialogue options, and then be ready to do your best. Once all is said and done, you should be in the chapel, and then you'll be able to talk to the Iron Menial again. He'll be hanging out by the balcony.
Have you managed to calm yourself?
Exhaust your dialogue option with him, and you will see on the wall in front of you there is some weird remnant of the night. Go to the night remnant and interact with it a couple different times, and you'll get some more interesting story. After you finish interacting with the knight, you will need to find the Scholar. He is going to be on the northwest section of the map. You can see it marked with the exclamation point.
How might I assist you? Why, yes. The great noise caught my attention.
Exhaust all of the Scholar's dialogue options, and you will be able to complete Chapter 3 of the Remembrance quest. For our trouble, we get our first Remembrance-based relic for the Undertaker, as well as Chapter 4 in our story. Chapter 4 itself does not have a Remembrance tied with it, so go ahead and complete any expedition, and that should unlock you the next step in her journal. The first step in this remembrance is to talk to the Duchess, aka the Priestess, in the Round Table Hold. Exhaust all of her dialogue options, and then you will get an exclamation point in the chapel. So go ahead and head that way, and you'll be able to pray before the statue. After praying, you'll have one more point of interest where the Iron Menial is, so you'll go ahead and talk to him and exhaust his dialogue options as well. Once you go ahead and do that, you'll get a personal objective. Go ahead and boot up the expeditions. You'll want to sign up for either a Dreglord or a Balancer's one, since it's going to be in the new DLC Shifting Earth. Your first priority for this objective is going to be to break all of the crystals. Since the objective takes place in the Northern Tower, you won't really be able to get there that safely without it, but you might be able to manage. On my run, I didn't go this way, but I would suggest trying to go on the perimeter outside of the castle instead, rather than going through it. This will lead you to the Spirit Spring, which you can use to jump directly into the castle area that you need to be. When you take the Spirit Spring, you'll see there is a window directly in front of you right here that I conveniently miss since I didn't know where to go at first. So don't be like me, go that way. Once you get there, you'll see a big crystal in the middle of the room. If you've done the Scholar's Remembrance, you'll be quite familiar with this area. You'll want to jump onto that crystal and onto the rafters and navigate left towards that same area you went to for the Scholar's Remembrance. Once you get in that room, you'll want to interact with the big crystal in the back right corner, and that's going to let you complete this objective. Hopefully you'll get there a bit earlier than I did without the rain closing in, so you can explore it more, because it looked quite interesting to me. But after the objective is completed, go ahead and head to the Night End boss and get as far as you can in this expedition. Once you're back in the Round Table Hold, go ahead and head to the chapel where you can have a conversation with the Scholar.
What a mess I've made.
Exhaust his dialogue options and head to the point where you can conclude the remembrance. For our troubles here, we'll get access to a new chalice for the Undertaker, as well as Chapter 6 in our journal. It doesn't give us anything explicit or a remembrance, but we do now have our next step. All you have to do for the final step in the Undertaker's remembrance is boot up a Night Aspect expedition. And once you defeat the Nightlord, you will be returned to the endgame version of the Round Table Hold. Do not make the same mistake I did on my first run and just finish the story as normal. You should, in your inventory, have a dismembered finger. Go ahead and discard that finger before you interact with the final person you need to interact with, and that should help you finish the Undertaker Remembrance. Once you get back to our round table hold, you will get the Remembrance outfit and her last relic, which is super useful for her, in addition to the final memory fragment. And thus, the spoiler-free guide of the Undertaker Remembrance quest is finished. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely give me a like if it helped you, and subscribe if you're interested in more Nightreign or Street Fighter content. I'll also likely be covering Marathon once that comes out, because I'm a huge fan of Bungie games in general. This has been Suzaku, and I'll see you in the next one.